What we do have here in Times Square, people stopping in their tracks, unable to continue their day, just waiting, watching, seeing what comes next, who is behind this, and how many casualties there have been.
Earlier in the day, we had a lot of people stopping on 42nd Street, really the crossroads of the world, watching this disaster unfold on the mega Jumbotron screens. Now the situation has changed. Those screens have gone black.
We still do not have an official count on how many people and how many casualties there have been. At least we know, at the very least, 41.
What we have right now is rain that continues to fall, really suited for the feeling of people out here today. This is a national day of prayer and remembrance.
As rescue workers continue to sift through the rubble this Friday, some people are questioning about whether the financial district here in Lower Manhattan will be able to get back on its feet. Or
that when you have a market that's trading on emotion like this, you really just see a lot of volatility and not a whole lot of predictability. So really not sure about where the markets are going to be heading today. On the ground in New York right now, the situation has changed just a bit here in Times Square. Earlier in the day, we had a lot of people stopping on 42nd Street, really the crossroads of the world, watching this disaster unfold on the mega Jumbotron screens. Now the situation has changed. Those screens have gone black. They have been switched off. Not clear yet whether it is the companies who've decided to turn it off to respect the dead and the losses here, or whether this was a police action suggesting that people stop watching the screens and really just get out of town. And what's happened here is that 42nd Street, which really divides Manhattan in half, anything south of 42nd Street has been closed to traffic, which means you can't get on a subway, no buses, no taxis. People cannot go in that direction as the police are just trying to clear people out of Lower Manhattan and help those people who can be helped at this point in the hospitals. And those hospitals have been absolutely inundated by people on stretchers. Keep in mind that the World Trade Center had 50,000 people at least working in it on any given day. So when these two explosions did happen and the collapses of the building, we had both World Trade Centers, both of the Twin Towers, really fully packed with people in the area. Also, just to give you an idea, the World Trade Center has a big underground system in it full of malls and shopping and subway stops and things like that. So you've got really a lot of traffic going on in there. Again, the transportation has been canceled in Lower Manhattan. That's just Manhattan. Take a look at the United States. We have all of those airplanes. All air traffic has been grounded until further notice. We do have the financial institutions closed, of course, and just taking a look out on the street, people are hysterical. They are weeping. They can't believe that this is happening. They've seen these things on movies, perhaps on screens right here in Times Square, but certainly not in reality. And that's what we have going on here in New York.
I'm Reuters reporter Francesca Segre in Lower Manhattan as rescue workers continue to sift through the rubble this Friday. Some people are questioning about whether the financial district here in Lower Manhattan will be able to get back on its feet, or whether the increasing insurance premiums and things like that are going to really scare people away. Already reports that American Express and Lehman Brothers have moved across the river to New Jersey, or are in the process of planning to move some offices across the river to New Jersey. Also, some companies saying they're going to actually disperse their employees into different locations so they're not all in the same place. A lot of questions also about how the markets are going to be opening on Monday. Will we see a patriotic rally at the open, or are we going to see people selling off, worried about this terrorist attack and whether there might be more? Already the European markets on Friday were lower with the question about whether these terrorist attacks are finished. Many companies have been offering money to help rebuild and also to help out with the families. Companies donating approximately $50 million so far. Some of those companies donating money include General Electric, Blockbuster, Hewlett-Packard, and Home Depot. A lot of people giving money, people wanting to participate and help in this recovery effort. And that's what's happening here in Lower Manhattan. I'm Francesca Segre for Reuters. I'm Reuters reporter Francesca Segre. An astonishing tale of recovery and survival amid all of this wreckage here at the World Trade Center, or what was formerly the World Trade Center. 5 rescue workers have been found at this point. Amazingly, they were in their SUV, and the SUV was not crushed, and a couple of those rescue workers actually walked out of the vehicle themselves with really minor injuries. Just thinking about those people being trapped underneath the rubble for 2 days, and today they are walking out alive, giving people real hope to continue this rescue effort and not change it just to a recovery effort at this point. They also think they may have recovered the body of one of the hijackers at this point. Unfortunately, however, there has been no black box recovery here in New York as of yet. We do have some new information. Looks like there were 18 hijackers total. This coming out of John Ashcroft. He's saying there were 2 planes. On 2 of those planes, there were 5 hijackers each, and on 2 of the other planes, there were probably 4 hijackers each. Those were ticketed passengers. We did have a couple of scares here in New York already. Staten Island was closed off for a bit. Grand Central was closed off for a bit. Basically, people on high alert, but really feeling inspired and encouraged by the fact that we did have these amazing recoveries here in early afternoon. I'm Francesca Segre for Reuters in New York.